Hey everybody, me again. So it's a much overdue update on Sunday. So Sunday I did the Minnesota Major River to River ride. It was 100 kilometers is what they said, 61.5 miles loop, quite hilly. It was a group ride, not a race, which is good. Which is good. I did a lot better than I actually expected, especially compared to some of my training rides. I had expected to have a significantly slower overall time, but I finished the course officially in 5 hours, 2 minutes, and 13 seconds, I believe. I was 97th out of 129 people that did the major course. I was quite happy considering the fact that I made five stops. So I took the 3 scheduled rest stops. I stopped at all of those for, between 2 to 3 minutes at the second one, which was pretty short, to well over 10 minutes at one of them, at the third one, mile 43, because it was pretty hot. It was hot out there. I also had to stop. I had a fender sort of come loose on one of my front wheels, and I lost the little nut that would retain it, so I had to pull off to the side. I took off both of my front fenders because I didn't want to look unbalanced, and I'm pretty sure that helped me in the end. The reduced wind resistance from those 2 fenders. I think I was much faster after I took those fenders off. So all in all, it was a really great experience. I think I rode faster, partly because of all the other people. People were riding faster. So, I'm out there trying to keep up. Also, I was quite nervous about not being able to finish in the 6 hours allotted, so I think I pushed pretty good. But my body felt good, other than a few times. I don't know, I got a little trouble with my feet. I don't know if it's my cycling shoes or what, but it started right around mile 40, where the ends of both of my feet, like the toes and just the tips of my feet, were just really, really painful. Almost like a burning sensation, but I don't really know what that was about, but if I stopped pedaling and moved around a little bit, got off my bike for a few minutes, they recovered. But it did that a couple of times, and then towards the end, then it was okay again. So I'm not entirely sure. But I also had that on my 40-mile test ride, training ride last week as well. So, and again, it was towards the end of the ride. So, not real sure. Anybody out there has some ideas if that's a problem with my shoes? If maybe my feet are swelling at that point in the ride or something, and so then my shoes maybe become tight. Yeah, I don't really know. But otherwise, even though it was super freaking ridiculous hot, I felt good. I really, my energy was good. I kept hydrated. Tried to keep my energy up by having some of the small snacks, but I skipped a snack at the 43-mile rest point, and I think that was a mistake. I think I could have had something there. So as far as the people, it was an interesting mix of folks. I'm going to try and post the Facebook page for the event, but a lot of people that looked like serious cyclists, and I know maybe not all of them are, but they all definitely looked it, which seems to be the goal of at least a portion of people. And then there was one person whose car was parked next to us, him and his wife and his kids, and What a stud. This guy had a Surly, a fat tire mountain bike, and pulled the Burley trailer with his kids. So he did the minor course. He didn't do the 100-kilometer, but he did 25 miles. 25 miles. Riding a fat tire mountain bike on the road, pulling his kids in a trailer. Nice job. Nice job. Super impressive. Yeah, you know, and actually people were interested, and some were somewhat joking about my trike, about the fact that I'm, you know, basically riding a lounger, and, you know, asked if I had a cooler in the back and things like that. But you know, a lot of other people were really interested in knowing about it, and, you know, seemed to be well, at least respectful of the fact that I was, you know, able to make pretty good time on it. And honestly, when it was all over and done, you know what, my back didn't hurt, my hands had never fallen asleep, my ass didn't hurt. I was fine. My legs were sore, but, you know, I had just pedaled myself 62 miles, so I think that was normal. It was great. I am really looking forward to my next challenge, which will be a century, which is a 100-mile ride in one day. Looking at some options for that. John Blanchard, a friend of mine from Madison, has told me about one that he does every year up in Door County, Wisconsin. That's a possibility. I didn't get the name from him, so I'm going to look into that. But there's also one in River Falls in the end of September, and they do some multiple length rides, and so potentially I could rope some other people, Catherine, hopefully, into doing one of the shorter rides, and potentially my friends Greg and Sandy, or at least Sandy, to do one of the shorter rides as well, and, you know, at least keep me some company and have a little fun. So I will update you on that, but look for that before the snow flies, that I will have completed at least one century ride as part of a group. Sorry, I'm trying to get used to the whole mirror thing, mirror image thing with this video. Anyhow, so that's my update. That was Sunday. I'm going to change the format of these up a little bit, and once a week I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of what I've been riding, how many days, how many miles, if there's anything special about any of those rides. And, you know, I'm also going to keep track of how many days and how many miles I drive my car, because, you know, one of the things I think for me about being a cyclist is that you ride your cycle, right? You ride. You don't drive a car if it's not necessary. And so for me, I'm going to try and track that and try and show that, you know, it really is possible to do a lot of things and to dramatically reduce my dependence on an automobile. And I have no intentions of probably ever being without an automobile. That's not me. People know I'm a car guy. I always have been. I love things with motors. I love to go fast. I love to drive. You know, but ultimately it you know, it doesn't make sense in the long run to use the car in the way that I have, and the way I think most people do, is that, you know, it is the default mode of transportation. You know, and for me, I want my default mode of transportation to be my bicycle, or my tricycle, actually. So I'm working out the like gang signal for trike. I'm not really sure. That's a little hard to do, but I don't want to offend anybody, but I'm thinking 3, you know, for the 3 wheels, maybe. Do that. I don't know. I'm going to work on that. I'm going to get back to you. So that's it. Thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you again soon.